Welcome back to me showing off my decks. Today I'm going to be talking about another one of my favorites, which is General Ferrous Rokiric? Ferrous Rokiric. So what does he do? Well, boy Rick loves multicolored spells. Each time you cast one, you get a big golem. Given he's only red and white though, you're going to be casting a lot of boros spells specifically. According to Scryfall, there are 292 boros cards you can run in Commander, and by the end of building this deck, you're going to know every single one of them. And one of the great things about Rick is that he's constantly getting new cards. Every new set has boros cards, and that means every new set has new cards you can slot in. Lost Caverns, new cards. Assassin's Creed, new cards. Karlov Manor, Duskmourn, new cards. As much hate as boros gets, there are some real powerhouses in this deck. Akiri Lionslinger is a fantastic card even without using her as a partner. Remember, those golems that Rick makes are artifacts, so Akiri is going to get big and fast. Naali is another amazing new card, doubling our damage output while giving us Tymna level card advantage. Wildfire Awakener is another fantastic one, turning a big board into an even bigger board that can get a ton of direct damage. Sentinel Sarah Alliance is a beast, giving a huge buff to your board while also shooting your opponents for a ton of damage. And of course, the Boros Classic Gisela is another great include, doubling your damage or preventing half of the damage coming at you. Now, I do have to be honest with you. Not every card in the deck is boros.
I know that sounds bad.
Hear me out, there are actually some pretty cool cards. Hero of Precinct 1 gives you a 1/1 in addition to Rick's 4/4 every time you cast a boros spell. Oher Tak triples all the golems you're making, and my personal favorite, Invasion of Ravnica, is removal at first that turns into a huge card advantage engine later that can easily draw your entire deck in 1 to 2 turns. Talking about card advantage, boros isn't exactly known for its card advantage, so what are we running to make up for that? Well, Lochiel is another great card advantage engine that also protects our board and lets us not worry about attacking. Belborka effectively draws an extra card each turn while being a beefy blocker at the same time. Tome of the Guildpact lets us draw an extra card for every single boros spell we cast, which is almost all of them. And Shona on the Skulls gives us some extra card advantage right away with a small buff later. And Thrilling Discovery is also great, giving us some decent card selection while usually coming with the 2-mana 4/4. Finally, we have by far my favorite section in this deck, which is the removal. Since Rick gives you a big beefy boy every time you cast a boros spell, it always feels nice to run those fun boros removal cards. Rem Carlos is great here given how many different direct damage removal spells we run in boros colors to give them a little extra help while protecting from things like Blasphemous Act. Flange was an amazing addition from Modern Horizons, acting as great removal early game and some extra utility late game. Also running a few really fun boros removal pieces like Justice Strike, Fight to the Death, and Ride Down, which aren't just really efficient, but also trigger our commander and are generally some pretty cool cards. And there are plenty of other cards to talk about. I'll leave a link to the deck list in the description just like last time, and I highly suggest you check it out. Also check out the considering section for cards that either aren't quite there yet or are new and I haven't gotten around to adding them just yet. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, I'd love to hear them, but other than that, thank you for watching.